Hey there, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew. I'm here to help you grow your channel, build your brand, and educate the sighted about the blind and visually impaired. In today's episode, we are covering why I do what I do because I don't have a guest for today, unfortunately, so you get to put up with me. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it.
Disappointed by reality, trying to come back, start something new, build up yourself, it's all to you. Stay strong no matter what they say, you keep getting better every day. Hold your head up, never gonna stop, fierce and proud, stand up and shout. Stand my ground.
As I said, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew. And in today's episode, we're discussing why I do what I do. Why am I actually doing this today? Because I don't have any guests for today, unfortunately, unless somebody here in the live stream chat wants to come on and we can actually go over why you do what you do. And I'd be more than happy to have you here. Just let me know in the chat and we can pull you right on in. But I figured today being the 15th and being in the Bleedo Challenge with my fellow participants, today is all about who our audience is. And you watching this live stream are my audience. And why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, I'm visually impaired. I'm legally blind, like many of you here in this community that have been joining me week after week. And why do I do what I do? Because I want to help you be able to get off of disability, grow your channel, whether you're on YouTube or Twitter, Twitch, or a blogger or a podcaster. And if you're not in the blind or visually impaired or disabled community, I want to help educate people about the visual impairments and struggles that we deal with on a daily basis, whether it's the way that we're perceived in society, whether it's the questions that we get asked on a constant basis, whether it's the daily struggles that we have of being able to walk around our own house or out in the community or being able to go grocery shopping. There is a lot of value that I can give on so many different aspects for the blind and visually impaired, as well as the disabled community in general. But before I get too far into this, let's see who we have with us today. Sue, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciated. And thank you for the gift card. It is definitely going to get put to some good use. Kim, thank you for being here. And thank you as well for the wonderful gift. No, I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show it off in the live stream. And I can tell you right now that this is going to get a lot of use. I will guarantee that because I love me some warm, hot coffee because coffee is supposed to be hot, not cold. I'm just saying. Hashtag just saying. Hashtag rant time because no, coffee is supposed to be hot, not iced, not chilly, not cold. I'm just putting that out there because I know some of you in this community are like, iced coffee's good. Bullshit. Iced coffee and cold coffee is not good. It's disgusting. Just saying. That's my own personal opinion because I cannot stand cold coffee. Nicole, thank you for being here. Blind Mage, greatly appreciated. Danny McKenna, what's going on, brother? Thank you for being here. Divided by Sight, thank you for being here. I see that you changed your profile name back to the normal one. That's good to know. Because it so threw me off before. Do believe I'm caught up on names here. Hey, Pikachu, how are you doing? Of course, you know me. I've got to go off on a rant, especially when it comes down to freaking cold coffee. Team iced coffee. No, Lauren, no. Divided by Sight, that is just gross. Absolutely gross. A rant button. Yeah, eventually, um, I am actually slowly but surely working on getting things set up because I do have a mixer underneath this desk next to my leg that I will be hopefully being able to get set up. I've just been doing so much the last couple of days. As some of you probably heard a few moments ago in the challenge, I was actually on the phone with one of the elders that I've mentioned before in the stream that is a Marine Corps sister about stuff, and I've got a lot I've got to do today. Nicole, yeah, I know you don't like coffee at all, but tea's good so long as it's hot tea. Just saying. Just saying. I do not like cold stuff unless it's juice or Kool-Aid or milk or stuff like that. If it's tea or coffee, it is meant to be hot. Just saying. If you look at the new channel, I've actually got a rant on tea versus coffee. I don't like coffee either. I love passion tea and put lime in it. What is wrong with you girls? Just saying. Coffee is good for you. Just, hey, I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Anyway, uh, good. Don't recall what you know. Oh, did you sign up for the People of Video Society, Lauren? Yeah, lemonade is freaking awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I know, Kim. You're down there in the south, so you all drink that iced tea. Sweet tea. But why do I do what I do? Well, as I was saying in the Bleedo challenge earlier, I'm trying to get off of disability. I want to be able to have my independence and I want to be financially stable, though there is really no such thing as being financially stable per se. But I don't want to be dependent on government. I know that that benefit is there for us being disabled, but I would much rather have my own money that I earned rather than getting it from the government. And with the way that Social Security is, whether you're on SSI or whether you're on SSDI, and for those of you who may not be from the United States, SSI is Supplemental Security Income and SSDI is Social Security Disability Income. And unfortunately, with those government programs come a crap ton of restrictions. If you're on SSI, you're not allowed an earned income at all. The instant that you start making money and the government finds out, they punish you for it. Whereas if you're on SSDI, you're allowed to make up to like $2,000, and the instant you go a penny over that $2,000, they will again deduct from you. And I can't stand it. I hate being underneath the government's thumb on what I am able to do with the money that I receive. I don't like the fact of being low income and not being able to go out to the movies because I can't afford it. I don't like the idea of having to buy groceries and stretch groceries out in order to survive throughout the month, because even if you do per se have a low income, depending on how much you get for your disability income, they still might actually not give you food assistance. Myself, for example, because of me getting 752 last year, well, previously, because I'm now on both, unfortunately, but since I've been on disability from the government, I would be classified as low income. The downfall to this is, even though they know I'm low income because they give me the money, they still state that I have too much of an income to be able to get food assistance. So they expect you to pay your $400 or $500 a month rent and your utilities and phone bill and everything else, and have money to buy groceries. And it's not possible. Not unless you have another source of income, which they will punish you for. And they denied me for food assistance. because I had too much of an income, even though I got the same amount as everybody else on disability. And I know some people that got the same amount as me and still received food assistance. But me, for some reason, they would only allow me, if they were going to give me food assistance, $10 a month. That's it. $10. And honestly, I don't know why they even wanted to approve me for $10 because you can't get a damn thing for groceries for a month on $10. You know, this day and age, $10 is only going to get you maybe 2 gallons of milk and a loaf of bread or a couple loaves of bread. And how the hell do you expect to survive off of that? Because I don't know about you, but even if I drink an 8-ounce glass of milk, that's only going to last me a few days, literally. You know, a glass of milk in the morning, glass of milk in the evening, you might as well say you get like 8, 10 glasses of milk. So there's a couple days. So you drink the other gallon in a matter of a couple days. Then you've got your bread for sandwiches. But if you only got milk and bread, what the hell else are you going to put on the bread? Because you can't survive off of it. I'm just saying. Our government system, with the way that they do things, is completely asinine. But that's my own personal opinion. Well, I see we get some chats here, so let's see what we got going on in the comments. Cold brew coffee is smooth. Paul, no, brother, no. Cold coffee is not good, and thank you for being here. Oh, keep him busy, brother. Keep him busy. I did a challenge before coming here. That way I could get it knocked out the way because I've got a lot to do after the stream. And that's the joys of being a spiritual leader for the community is I'm on call 24/7. But like I've always said here in the streams in our group, I'm always on call. Anybody needs me, you can hit me up because I'll listen. Yes, exactly, Pikachu. If you're on SSI and you get married, they will completely take your benefits right from you, which is fucking stupid. Hashtag rant time. And I can definitely speak to that because I am an ordained minister. Because of being a spiritual leader, I was actually ordained by some friends to make it legal for me to be able to do funerals and marriages and all that wonderful stuff because of being a spiritual leader in the native community. And I know quite a few people in my family as well as outside my family who are on SSI and they wanted to get married, but once they talked to Social Security and were informed of the restrictions on things, they decided not to get married because they didn't want to lose their income. Because if you're in a relationship and you're both on SSI, you're screwed because they don't give two shits about how much money you have as an individual. But the instant that you're on SSI and you're both on SSI and want to get married, then they count your incomes together and they will cut your benefits because of it being two people and screw you over because now you make too much, which is fucking stupid. I'm just saying. It's the same thing for my mother, for instance. Her being on disability, she could have made more than she is now, but because she got married, they took like $300-400 worth of her benefits away because of being married, because they count those incomes together. And it'd be no different than if I wanted to go out, per se, and if you're in a relationship with somebody that has a job, well, that income that they have gets counted towards your household income, and the government doesn't want your household income to be above a certain amount. And the instant that they see that, they cut you off. Same thing with your health benefits, because if that person works and has the ability to have insurance, that person is now required to either put you on their insurance, or they're going to force you onto Medicare, and then they're going to make you pay for your Medicare. Again, because of your income. Uh, that's not what my account says. Basically, you're allowed to make what your standard deduction is for single. Standard deduction, I believe, is close to almost 12,000. I wouldn't know about that, Paul, because I the only reason I'm on SSDI is because of my mother being disabled, and they forced me onto it as a adult disabled child because I was disabled before the age of 22. And because I worked and I didn't pay in enough on my own with my work history, I didn't qualify for SSDI on my own. That's the only reason I'm on the adult disabled child now, because of being disabled before 22. And they forced me onto it because my mom got approved for disability, and they automatically file on your behalf. And if you don't finish filling out the paperwork to continue that process, they cut you off entirely. So if I wouldn't have filed to receive the adult disability as a child, or adult disabled child disability income, they would have cut me off of my SSI entirely, because it's either take both of them or have nothing. Yeah, same, and the chat moved. Yeah, it gotta love it, don't you, Pikachu? It's just stupid how they have shit set up. Yeah, Section 8. Yeah, I can't get it either. I totally understand where you're coming from on that one, because they've got shit rigged where we're screwed. Yes, Nicole, our government is run by morons, and the one we've got in office now is the biggest moron of them all. Um, I've got as much time as I want to take, Paul. If you want to come on, I can definitely pull you up here in just a second. Um, I usually try to stick close to an hour, but as you all know, I don't do too well at keeping it an hour most of the time any damn way. Uh, Ability Mom of Two, how's it going, Leah? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, let me grab my headphones, Paul, and I will send you the link to join us. put my headphones on a real quick second too. That way we don't get any audio interference. And let's see. Invite and copy. I will just drop it into the chat for you here a minute, and then I will remove it once you join. Oh no, I said I try to keep it at an hour, but we all know I fail at that. All right, there's the link for you, Paul. And then once you join the backstage area, I will remove the link. But yeah, it's Social Security is very, very nitpicky on the amount of money you can have, whether you're on SSI or SSDI. They have got so many regulations on what you can do and what you cannot do, and it's a pain in the ass. Honestly, it is because everybody's in their own different situation, and then you've got state regulations as well as federal regulations around disability, and it sucks. And that's why I'm doing my channel the way I am. That's why I try to share as much information as I can and value as I can about ways to get off of disability, ways to be able to make passive income or side hustle income, kinda, because there is really no such thing as a passive income to where you do something and it just continuously gives you money over and over and over, because you have to do some kind of work in order for that passive income to really make you any money. You either have to promote it or you have to uh, discuss whatever it is, or have somebody do it for you, or have ads or something. There is no such thing as 100% passive income. You have to do something at some level. And that's why I did the series on 10 ways to get off of disability, because all of those ways can actually produce enough of an income to where if you do it and you do it successfully, you can be able to make enough money to tell the government to kiss your ass and be able to be financially sustainable on your own earned income doing those things. Now, as I've said a number of times, it is not by any chance easy. I will tell you that straight up. It is not easy by any means. It does require a lot of work. I'm a good example of that. Hey, there we go. How you doing, brother?
How's it going?
Doing good. Keeping busy. How's your day going?
Not bad at all. I was listening to you talking about SSDI, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the way I understand it is you are correct that if you make money, the government will take money away from you. However, uh, like for example, if you make $1,000
Mm-hmm.
on SSDI, for example, okay? And then let's say you got a part-time job and you made $500. Okay. Um, that $1,000 that you get a month and you make 500 a month, then you would only get 500 for your SSDI. So you actually lose $500. But that's only if after your deductions. So everyone can either do long form or short form. Short form is your standard, right? So your standard deduction, I believe, for 2020 was pretty close to $12,000. So if you made $500 a month, that's what, $1,200? What,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math here. No, it's wait a minute, $500 a month. That would be $6,000 a month that you made, right? That's taxable. But your standard deduction is 12, so that wipes out the 6,000, and now you still get to keep all your SSDI plus the money that you made part-time. Okay? So you're allowed to make up to your standard deduction. If you go over, and here's the big if you have SSDI and then you're working and you make more than the standard deduction, you will pay taxes over that standard deduction just like everybody else, and you will pay taxes on your SSDI. They will add the SSDI to it.
Wow.
Okay, because SSDI, you don't pay taxes.
I don't pay taxes,
So
period.
right. Okay, so your situation is a little different than mine because you're an adult dependent. I'm independent, so by
Yeah, I'm
myself.
independent. I don't.
Well, I meant for SSDI, you're a dependent. You're an adult dependent. So when you got the stimulus package,
No.
your
I
mom
got
only
my
got
full.
500, right?
No. I am independent.
Oh, well, then I misunderstood you when you were explaining it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they forced me onto it because she's disabled now. I'm claiming off of her benefits.
But
Which
you're
is
not
stupid.
dependent. You're dependent too?
No.
Okay, so then you're a dependent adult. That's what I'm getting at. Anyway, when we got the stimulus checks, I got the full 1,200 because I was, I'm not claimed as a dependent. Okay.
Same here.
Okay, so the money I get from my SSDI, I don't pay taxes on, and it doesn't matter if it's over the standard deduction because there are no taxes on SSDI. It's taxable. In other words, SSDI is not taxable income. It's not technically earned income, right? So you don't pay taxes on it. So when you work, that's earned income. So now that's taxable. Well, you have standard deductions that can wipe it out. However, if you go over that amount, they automatically, and this is what sucks, they include now the SSDI into that money that you made as earned income. So to me, is SSDI earned income or not? Well, they say no, it's not, but it is if you make earned income and go past the standard deduction, and then now they just tied it all together in one thing. I got burned on that on my first year because I had a partial year where I was working, and then I became blind and disabled in the same year. So that was a fun year to do the taxes. So I had to pay all the taxes. I had to pay taxes on my SSDI that I was awarded in the same year that I worked. simply because I made well over the standard deduction.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
now
that
that
would
I'm
really
just
be
no,
cool.
now that I'm just on SSDI, I don't even file now because it's zero. There are a lot of people that are on Social Security or Social Security disability and don't file because that's all they're making, and they're not paying taxes, so there's nothing to file.
Hmm.
It's complicated. It's crazy. It took me about good 2 3 years to figure it all out, but yeah. So it's I don't think it's the $2,000 like you were saying. I think you can make a little more, buddy. Um, you might want to look into that.
Yeah, they told me if I was on just SSDI, I can only have up to 2 grand, and that's it. The instant I go over a penny over, they will take it
2 grand additional, or all of it adding
all
together,
together.
including. That don't make no sense.
That's why I hate Social
Who
Security.
who Social Security told you that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
it's a
I
bunch of
think they're
crap.
not telling you the whole story, just like I told you, though.
Probably.
If you don't include the tax deductions that every American is entitled to, they're not talking about the deductions. They're saying, you can make up to this amount before you get affected. Well, you won't be up to that amount if you have your standard deduction wiping everything out and saying you're zero, right?
Hmm.
I mean, it's common sense, right? I mean, if you made 5 grand and you have a deduction of 12, you're in the negative. You're zero. So according to the government, you didn't make anything. See?
Hmm.
So if you didn't make anything, you didn't have to pay taxes. And if you did, then you get a refund on those taxes or part of it. Um, you might want to look into it more. You should be able to. I would pose the question to Social Security or whoever, an accountant, and research this and say, example A, if I made $5,000 with all my things that I'm doing on YouTube, etc., helping other people doing this, that signing up on projects, all the different things that you do. My total
Hmm.
income is 6,000. Outside of my SSDI, would and the standard deduction is 12. Would that affect my SSDI, and would I have to pay taxes? I would throw that in there, put that in the equation, because um, zero is zero, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
If you have that standard deduction in there, all that stuff they're talking about is negate.
Right.
So I find it interesting though that, it's kind of shady that they include your SSDI as earnable taxable income if you go over the standard deduction. I find that very interesting.
Kim asks, what about that extra deduction that the blind people get? I ain't got a clue because I've never filed taxes. I refuse to file taxes. I won't pay
Yeah,
taxes and
there's
I won't
something like
file them.
that. Yeah. That's under the long form though. I don't think you
I
could do both. I don't think you could do both. I don't think you could do the standard deduction and then the deduction for disability.
mm,
Um, if you have other things like a home and taxes and all that, which I do, um, the taxes that I pay are slightly under the standard deduction. So it's better for me to just do the standard deduction. I don't have enough for the long one anymore. I used to, years ago, but not anymore. Things have been paid off. So, yes, there is a standard deduction for disability, but I don't, if you take the standard, that's already fixed in there. You know what I'm saying? I think you
Right.
can only do that if you do long form. And if you don't have enough in long form to add up to the standard, then you do the standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that answers his question.
Yeah, 'cause
This is great. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
yeah, no problem. Happy to have you on. Trying to remove my link from all the chat and everything.
But you're very, for people on SSI, you're definitely right on that statement that, yeah, you make a dime and they're taking
Yeah,
that.
they take it.
Yeah. And you're right. It is kind of bogus. Just because you get married to somebody, they take your benefits away.
Mm-hmm.
The government's, yeah, like saying, well, you're your spouse's problem now, not ours, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's just better. It's just a piece of paper. Sometimes it's better just to not get married, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, that's what my uncle wanted to do. It's like, hell, honestly, it's like, even if you don't, yeah, if you want to get married, you don't have to file it with the fucking state, It's like I could give you a wedding certificate, we could do the ceremony, and underneath the creator's eyes you're married, but to the
Yes,
government
yeah.
you're not.
Right.
And they're like,
Exactly.
yeah, no, we don't want to do it still, just to be on the safe side. And it's like, hey, whatever floats your boat works for me.
Yeah, because simply for the fact that when you're married too, you get benefits as a married couple too. There are other
Hmm.
things. So that kind of says you can't double dip. That's how the government's looking at it,
Yeah.
right? Because if you were not married, there are some things you can't have either, right? So
Hmm.
it's weigh your apples,
Yep.
which you can't double dip. So that's how the system is.
Hmm. Seeing as
So
how I have you on here, would you mind going over some of the questions that I do usually with the interviewees for today's episode?
oh yeah, fine. Oh, you mean like what you did with Diana and stuff,
Yeah.
and Lauren?
Yep.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, no problem.
Well, see, worked out good. I got a guest for the day on top of it.
Nice.
Because I
How,
put it
how
up
long?
there.
How long does it take? Because I got about 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm in the middle of making dinner. I got potatoes baking in the oven, and I'm making some New York strip steaks for dinner for Lisa when she gets home.
Ooh. It would only take a few minutes. Yeah,
Okay, buddy.
all depends on how long you want to take for your answers, really.
Yeah, okay. Well, how many answers are there or
There are
questions?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all pretty quick, simple questions. Like,
Okay, cool. All right,
like the
let's do it.
first question is, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, my name is Paul, from Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. I have a YouTube channel. I just turned 56. I have glaucoma. Um, I've had it ever since I was diagnosed at 3 months of age. Um, very early age. Usually older people get it, but I got it at a very early age, and mine is very rare. It's called congenital glaucoma. It's not
Mhm.
hereditary. It's just a rare eye pressure disease that just happens with no reason at all, basically. It's not open angle or closed angle glaucoma, none of that. It's just congenital. So I was just like doomed with it. So as a child, basically, I was legally blind in the left eye. I could only see like the E, the big letter E on the chart, and maybe the H and the B that was underneath it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It might be different now, but anyway, the right eye was fairly functional all my life, around 20/40, 20/30 vision with 115 degrees of visual field. So that was very functional for me to grow up. But you know, I was still basically disabled. You know, visually impaired, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where I don't have the depth perception. You know, everyone else has 20/20. They have two eyes. I only had one, that kind of thing.
Right.
So, plus my visual field in the right eye wasn't 100%. It was 115, where a normal eye sees 180.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I dealt with glaucoma all my life and did eye drops and had some surgeries, and I went and had two cornea transplants, one at 35 and one at 42.
Ooh, boy.
Those corneas failed because of my glaucoma, so I had two. I am a cornea transplant recipient. So thank you to all those people that are donors that sign on their driver's license or ID card or let their family know that they want to be a donor. That extended my vision and my life to continue on working and raising a family. I have two boys. I was married for 21 years. Um, Unfortunately, I got a divorce in 2000, 2009. Um, and then met Lisa later in that year, almost well, I okay. My wife left in 2008 of July, and I met Lisa in February of 2009. And it took a year for my paperwork
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, isn't
it
it
was a
lovely
bitter
how long that
divorce.
crap takes?
It takes a long time to get it done. So officially, I was divorced in August of 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Been with Lisa now 11 years. Um, and then just recently, 3 years ago in 2017, my glaucoma started acting up, and I had also a surgery done after my first cornea transplant, a bleb surgery done where I had a little bleb put underneath my eyelid. They made an incision in the eye, a triangular cut going into the iris, and then they made another triangular cut going out to the eye. So it was like a diamond shape. And then so the incision on the outside of the eye, they took a bow tie stitch and tied it there and then let that heal so it doesn't close properly. It actually heals where it makes it look like a volcano. Okay. And then after 2 weeks, they take the stitch out, and then I massage my eye to release eye pressure along with eye drops. Okay, that was
Mm-hmm.
helping. That was working good for a good 10 years, and then in 2017, it started scarring over, not releasing that pressure under in that bleb underneath my eyelid when I would massage my eye. So they had to do a routine glaucoma surgery needling process where I just go in there. It's totally outpatient. I'm awake. They just put me
Mm-hmm.
in there. They make me feel comfortable. And then he just goes in there and goes underneath my eyelid and just pops a little hole in that bleb where that membrane was growing over. And I'm good to go. You know, it's
Just
just
the thought of
routine.
that makes me cringe.
Yeah. And that evening, my eye did not recuperate and kept releasing eye pressure, and my eye collapsed and
Ooh.
hemorrhaged. So my eye filled up with blood and peanut butter, and it turned into peanut butter. It's not liquid. It
Ooh.
coagulates right away. So then I regained eye pressure, but now my eye is full of peanut butter blood, and I can't see
Ooh.
nothing. It's black as the ace of spades.
That sucks.
And then my retina and everything in the back of the eye wall pushed forward into my iris, and was twisted and folded over when my eye collapsed.
Wow.
So a lot of people were praying, and there's power in prayer, I'll tell you that. And with a couple, delicate surgeries and just a lot of patience and waiting, the theory was my eye would to be going back into its position properly, and then hopefully I can see. And fortunately, it did do that, but I didn't get all the vision back that I had before. So now there's nothing getting any better. I don't, it's not black anymore, but I can see light and I can see images, excuse me, and things like that. But I have permanent damage to the optic nerve, so my peripheral is all gone. What peripheral I had lost as a child, I have lost that plus a lot more. So my visual field now is less than 10 degrees.
Wow.
Okay, so that's like looking through a straw, basically.
Yeah, extreme tunnel vision.
Extreme tunnel vision, less than 10 degrees. And then of that 10-degree vision, it is my acuity at best is 2200. Glasses don't help and all that. And then I suffer with night blindness. I suffered with it a little bit as a child, but it wasn't a big deal. It just took longer for my eyes to adjust from a light room to a dark room. But eventually I would be able to see in the dark room. Well, now that slightly dark room with just dim lights doesn't help me at all. So I have night blindness too.
Wow.
On top of that. So that qualified me for Social Security disability, and here I am. So I created a channel called Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. I actually had the channel back in 2008 before I was legally blind, but it was just for, like when Facebook first came out or this, that you just made some cute videos, or it wasn't like what it is today.
Right.
So I'm like, well, what can I do? I need to give back. So because I've been blessed. So maybe I can, start doing more stuff on YouTube. So I changed the name to Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul.
When did you start doing content?
When I became legally blind is when I changed that. I think I changed the name in February of 2017 is when I became legally blind, or when that happened. It took me 4 or 5, what was it? Oh, I had to wait all the way to like July. I got an answer finally, because you have to wait a few months. For me, in my particular situation, it was I had to wait the 6 months to even apply. And then when I applied, we started the ball rolling on the 5th month. So when the 6th month came, the paperwork is there. And then I got approved in a month and a half after that. And I got retro pay from the day of application. So it all happened very quickly, all in the same year. So people wait 2 years. I'm blessed. This all came, the transition was, I wouldn't say wonderful, but because who wants to have this happen to them?
Right.
But blessing wise, yeah, it was wonderful. So,
what made you choose your name for your channel?
well, that's a good question. I wanted something clever, something cute, something meaningful. So I was thinking, well, I want to give empathy out there. When this happened to me, I got some of my sight back. I was constantly on YouTube looking up blind people and this and that and blind, blind this and blind that. And there was only a few people out there in the community back then, and it has grown so big now that it's just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to go become legally blind right now, it is a good time to do it
Yeah, there's
because
definitely
the
a lot of us on here to
today,
help.
yeah, and the technology and everything. 20, 30 years ago when this
Yeah,
happened
forget
to
it.
us, yeah, forget it. So if, for those that are just, if you're like me, somebody that just ended up becoming into the community, this is a good time to do it,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. So yeah. So I was thinking, you know, empathy and soulful, really, go within, show the love, tell your story, inspire, things like that. So I remember a book, a self-help book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. You ever heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, chicken soup for the soul. Well, I can't say chicken soup. So I'm just like, well, I'll just do Paul's blind soup,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and it will be inspiring things that are good for the soul, and they will be random videos, just like making soup is random. So that there you go, Paul's blind soup for the soul.
Nice. And uh, what kind of content do you do on your channel?
Um, Mainly it's just something that inspires me, a sunrise or a sunset, or there are things in my life I like to do is travel. So I'll make a video about traveling, and it's not just about blindness. It's
Mm-hmm.
about, because blindness does not define us. There's only so much that you can talk about blindness, and then that's it. I like to add a little more to that by, sharing my favorite things and values, and just like everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
um, included in that. Hence the random content
Mm-hmm.
and the soup part. So yeah.
All right. Let's look over a couple of these because you pretty much answered those ones. So,
Oh,
um,
good. I Some of my answers were so long I answered other questions. That's awesome.
if you could give other creators one piece of advice, what would it be?
Just be yourself. Don't try to copy somebody. Don't try to do what they do, because you will come off as a fake person. And the human race, we're smart, you know, and eventually we'll catch on and that you're fake, and you won't grow that way. I would suggest that you just do what you're passionate about and share your story. And watch Bleedo.
Yeah, yeah.
and,
Join us in
and
Bleedo.
learn how to do all that. And watch Bleedo or Lita, either or both, with these challenges, helping you do all that. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
but
It's
yeah,
hard to believe that we're already 2 weeks in.
yeah, it goes by fast. It's very inspirational to hear everyone's story. Everybody's different, and every
Hmm.
journey is different, and we all have different journeys in life. And I believe that things happen for a reason, and
Hmm.
we're put in certain. I believe that we're on this planet to help each other, and that is the main meaning of life. Is just that we're all here on this planet, and we need to coexist, and we need to help each other and just enjoy life, right?
Yep.
And God puts us in different, the God universe puts us in certain circumstances and certain predicaments to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have your eyes open and aware of all the signs. And people will come into your life, and some people will stay, and some people will go. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when somebody comes into your life and you needed them for something, and they all of a sudden they just show up, and you're like, oh wow, thank you for all that, and then they kind of just disappear, and you're like, what happened to
What the
them?
hell
Well,
happened? Yep.
yeah, but they were just there for that particular moment, and that's it, and you move on, you keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look back and ask why this and why that. Just keep moving forward, because there's a reason for all of it, and eventually over time it's like a puzzle. You put it together and you're like, well, wow, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have learned this and this, and I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have been able to be here and help this person and that person and so on. And if you really reflect upon your life, or at least when I do on mine, I'm truly blessed. I really am.
Nice. It's definitely a good way to look at it too. That's for sure.
So, yes, be yourself. That's the number one advice.
All right. I know you gotta go here in a minute. So, where can people find you if they want to follow you or reach out to you?
They can, reach me at Paul's Blind Suit for the Soul. You can click that subscribe button if you like my content. Um, I'm doing the channel just to help people. I'm not out here to make any money.
Mm.
I'm in a situation where I'm, blessed. The SSI and my previous employer, I had insurance, which that insurance helped me get SSDI, so that I'm off their books and on the government.
Mm.
But at the same time, they had a bare minimum. No matter what, I get something. So those combined together, um, I'm okay. I'm not rich, but my bills are paid, and I've
Right.
been blessed. My parents, I've been blessed. My house is paid for. Before my parents died, my house was paid off. So I don't have those expenses. So I'm blessed. I'm in a good situation, and I need to share and give that back. I need to give back to the community. So yeah. I'm
Awesome.
sorry. What was I lost track of the question. Did I answer it, or
Yeah. Yep.
what was the question?
Where could people find you?
Oh,
Or
that's right.
be able to
Okay.
reach out to you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Paul's Blind Suit for the Soul, and then also you can find me on Facebook. My name is Paul and Korostecki, Chorostecki. And if you do a friend request, just let me know that you know Andrew or somebody, so that I'll accept the friend request, so that we can communicate through Messenger if need be. We can talk through there once we're Facebook friends. So those are the two sources. I'm not on Twitch. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. I'm just an old guy that's keep trying to keep it simple.
Danny Mac McKenna said he will check it out.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. But yeah,
And
but that's why I do what I do. I just because I sought empathy is why I do what I do. I want to give it back. I want to give back empathy and just help and inspire and teach.
nice. And I will actually grab your link here after the stream, and I will put it in the description as well. That way it's easy for everybody to find.
Okay, good. And then you can also find me on Artfully Blind with Diana. We do a collab there where we do an open panel chat discussion about blindness, and it's open to the blind community along with the sighted community for education.
I tend to be a regular on them panels.
Yes, and we enjoy that very much. But I just wanted to share that with your viewers.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh well, you got a new subscriber because I don't know how I didn't have you already, but hey, we just bump up your numbers there, brother.
okay, all right, buddy. Yeah, I'm a small channel, but I'm not in it for the money. You know, I'm not going to be monetized, that kind of thing. Um,
Right.
it's hard to make it in YouTube to begin with, but I'm blessed and I'm in a certain situation that if I start making some money, it's just going to complicate things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially on the insurance. Not
Right.
you know SSDI, not so much, but the other insurance.
Yeah.
Um, that I'll lose definitely.
Yeah, gotta love the restrictions on stuff.
Well, those are insurance companies. You know, they're making. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're there to make money. They're not there to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, they had a very nice policy, and they had a bare minimum. No matter how much you made, if your SSDI was more than what they were paying you through, like like Aflac, for example, right? You know, when
Mm-hmm.
you can't work, they pay your bills and they give you a salary and all that. Basically,
Right.
you make 60% of your pay. That insurance, when they pay that, if it's if your SSDI, they take it dollar for dollar. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm getting from SSDI is more than 60% of my pay.
Nice.
Simply because of the fact that I've been working all my life and paid into the system, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more available there. So basically what it is I'm retired because my
Right.
social they're paying me my social security, basically, is what I was entitled to. And I think it's only $100 more or $200 more because I'm disabled. um and that's about it. But basically, it's just like, instead of me waiting to 65 to retire, I retired at 52.
Vikachu said that she sent you a friend request and she needs to talk to you also.
Okay, all right, Vika, I will do that. Lisa just came in, and I got a.
Hey
Oh,
Lisa, love your
yeah,
drawing by the way.
yeah. I told her about the drawing. Yeah, I told her that you said it was badass.
Yeah, it is. That is fucking awesome, man. When you showed that the other day, it's like, wow, I wish I had that talent.
You should see my mailbox. You would love it. I
Oh,
have
I
to send
bet.
you. I have to send you a picture. I'll have to take a picture of my mailbox and show it to you, and maybe you can share it.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, it's an American flag with an eagle, and it's a flowing American flag.
Nice.
And yeah, it's beautiful. It's very three-dimensional. I got the most badass mailbox in the whole neighborhood. I'll tell you that. I got
Love
Lisa's
it.
art all over the pellet place. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. I'll let you guys go.
All right, Paul, you have a good one. Thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciated.
No problem, brother. I'll catch you later.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone into the chat too. Take care.
Well, that worked out perfectly. Didn't have a guest and ended up getting one there. That works out awesome. I love our community. Paul's awesome. I will be putting his link in the description after the stream. I already have it copied so I could put it in there for you. I will actually put it in the chat as well, real quick, just in case anybody wants to check it out. And Paul is awesome. If it wasn't for Paul and Diana being with me in Lita, I probably wouldn't have completed the Lita challenge because of Paul and Diana being there. I was so much more comfortable because of not being the only visually impaired person in the challenge. And we have a lot in common in general. And Paul is awesome. He's like a big brother. So I highly recommend that you check out his channel. Hit him up if you want to, and you can chat with him if there's anything you want to discuss. Uh, Danny's already subscribed. I don't know how I wasn't because I could be on. No, I should be on my Consult the Blind Guy channel on there, ain't I? I thought I was logged into that one. This is the joys of having so many different channels. It's hard to remember which one you're logged into at the time. All right, we are at 10 after the hour. So, if anybody has any quick last minute questions or anything, please feel free to drop them in the chat real quick and I will answer them before we close out today's live stream. I would like to remind everybody to subscribe if you're new and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos and live streams here on Consult the Blind Guy. I do go live Mondays and Thursdays. Thursdays are usually my Why Do You Do What You Do series, where I interview other content creators of all kinds to help them share a little bit about themselves and their channel to help get them out on the platform a little bit more. And if you are a content creator, please feel free to hit me up. You can come up on the episodes as well. I would love to be able to chat with you and help you reach out to more of the audience. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, don't feel alone, brother. I've got so many people that I'm subscribed to, and that's been one of my rants lately is the way that YouTube keeps changing shit on us is getting old. Because hashtag rant time. Originally, when you went to your subscriptions list, it would give you a list of all the people at the top. You could scroll through it. Now, when you go to your YouTube subscription list, it shows you the latest uploads from who you're subscribed to. So now you have to actually scroll through all your subscribers by a day-to-day basis in order to find them, unless you can remember their name, and then you can just type it into the search. Which, in my opinion, really sucks because the original way of getting to your subscriptions was so much more effective. Just like the three dots next to your name in the chat was so much more effective just to be able to go to those channels. It was much more easy, in my opinion, to hit those three dots to go to the other person's channel and be able to subscribe to them, because then you had that ability to create a connection quicker than how we have to do it now. And it sucks that they keep changing things the way they do because it worked fine before. And it would be nice if Google and YouTube would quit breaking things, in my opinion. It is broken because it worked perfectly fine before and then they went and screwed it all up so it doesn't work that way no more. it was just so much easier. They take away features that work just fine to give us new features that work like crap. And we in the blind, visually impaired, and disabled community are used to dealing with changes. But when you do a drastic change like that to us, it is a major, major pain in the ass. And if anybody knows anything about our community, you will know that that is a gigantic pain in our ass when you change out an entire layout to like it is now. Because when you go from three dots to having to go to manually searching, it's a pain in the butt. But then when you take that whole subscriptions tab and turn around and make it go from a list of your subscribers to the videos of your subscribers, it sucks. Because not everybody posts every day. Not everybody posts every week or every couple days. Everybody is on their own little schedule of when they do uploads and what they upload and everything else. And that just screws the whole system up. Exactly, Danny. Exactly. But I am not seeing any new questions. So I do want to thank you all for joining me today. If you're watching this on the replay and you do have a question, please, by all means, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. If you could, please put question in all caps. It makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see and differentiate between regular comments. If you haven't joined us already on Facebook, you can find us in the Consult the Blind Guy Hangout group. We have chats in there. I share a little bit more resources that I don't always share here in the live streams or in my videos. That way, we have a reason to have more of a connection and be able to communicate one on one or with the entire group, because we do have some group discussions as well. In fact, we had a messenger's room meeting last night with a few of us, and that was freaking fun. Divided by site, and the blind mage and I and Sammy Cool, or well, Sammy Superstar and Dr. Elo all got together for a couple hours and had a nice little chat. So feel free to join us on Facebook at the Consult the Blind Guy Hangout group. If by any chance you have questions and you don't feel like putting them into the live chat or into the comments below, you can always email me at consult.ablindguy@gmail.com. I am the only one that monitors that email address, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And I will not share any of your personal information, questions, anything like that without your prior permission. Privacy is one of my biggest concerns in protecting for all subscribers and viewers. Nothing gets shared without permission. And please don't forget to smash that like button if you found any value in today's episode or if you enjoyed it. We do enjoy having you all here with us. Love chatting with you, getting to know you, and sharing each other's stories, as well as going on some rants together about the various different things in society, around YouTube and Google, and you name it. we will discuss it here on this channel. And if you want to get off of disability, stick around to this channel because there are a lot more videos coming out in the near future on more ways to be able to make income, to be able to get off of disability if that is your goal, or to be able to make a few extra bucks so you're not so restricted on what you can do for fun and excitement, because I know it is a pain in the butt not to be able to go out and do things that you enjoy. I've been there, I've done that, still deal with it, and I am working to do the same myself. And thankfully, I could say that I now have an attorney and will be able to do things like that in the very near future. And again, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest from this channel. And thank you again for joining us. It is greatly appreciated. I so thoroughly enjoy chatting with everybody on these live streams. Danny, you smartass. See, I love my community, our community. The consulting crew is freaking awesome. So please join us on the Hangout group on Facebook if you would like to hang out and be a part of the consulting crew yourself. That is our community name per se. That's how we refer to each other, is the consulting crew. And to all of you that are here in the live stream chatting with each other, thank you again for being here. I look forward to chatting with you all in the Hangout group in a little bit. Until the next time, I hope you have a good day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful couple of days for the weekend. Tomorrow is actually my birthday, so I'll be having an extra special good birthday and chatting with all of the consulting crew over the weekend and possibly having a couple Zoom meetings and things like that. If you're not a part of the Bleedo Challenge, it's still not too late. We may be 2 weeks in, but there's still 2 weeks to go, and you can actually make up the time that you have missed. Feel free to comment below if you would like to join us on that. There is also a link in the description for that as well. Until the next time, peace out.